focused on offering cash handouts for immediate assistance. The package includes credit guarantees on bank loans and the allocation of affordable trade finance for small exporters over a period of 6 years. President Trump earlier this week said that Washington and New Delhi were close to reaching a trade deal.
From Bureau's World.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Thursday, the 13th day of November for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to get your day started with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. The Nebraska women's basketball team, they beat Creighton last night by a score of 84-50 at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The 34-point margin was the largest in the series since 2005. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, some comments from head coach Amy Williams here this morning. Hastings College women's soccer team won their second straight Impact Tournament championship with a 1-0 win over Dordt last night out at Lloyd Wilson Field. So the Broncos will now await for their seeding and their destination for the national tournament that gets underway next week. Hastings College football team preparing for their final game of the season on Saturday at Dakota Wesleyan. The two seeds have advanced to Saturday's championship game, the GPAC volleyball tournament. We got news out of Major League Baseball and a whole lot more here this morning. Also get some comments from Danny Busboom Kelly, the Nebraska volleyball coach, as the Huskers get ready to make a trip out west to take on UCLA and USC this weekend. So all that and more is coming up for you as you wake up and get on here this morning with Tyson as they welcome in the main man from the West Studios. Good morning.
And good morning. And congratulations, to, again, the Hastings College women's soccer team. We had that on the stream last night here on Extreme Sports, a 1-0 victory over the Dordt Defenders. And Peyton Tanner, once again, stealing the spotlight here in the postseason. She had, of course, the go-ahead goal, the game winner against Concordia on Saturday, and comes through again for the Broncos in the clutch off a set-piece corner kick. Couple whacks at it, ball takes a little deflection, falls in the lap of Tanner, and she does the rest. So the Broncos move on. They'll play in the national tournament. They'll have their selection, I think, this weekend with the sites and then the teams and the seeds involved. So we'll wait to see news on that national tournament next week. But the Broncos going back and back as far as the conference tournament is concerned.
Hastings 15-3-3 on the season. That national tournament actually gets underway next Thursday, November 20th. The NAIA selection show is set for a Friday night at 6 p.m. So after Friday, we'll find out where we are going for the national tournament opening round. So good job by the Broncos qualifying for the national tournament for the second year in a row. By the way, the men's championship last night for soccer, a 2-1 win over Morningside. The Nebraska women's basketball team, they went out last night at PBA and beat Creighton by the score of 84-50. As I mentioned, the 34-point margin was the largest in the series since 2005. Brent Prince again led the way for the Huskers, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Jessica Petrie finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block shot. Nebraska's defense, very good, especially in the first half, holding the Jays to only 14 points on 4 of 25 shooting. So the Huskers now 3-0 in the season. They will play North Dakota State on Sunday up in Sioux Falls. The tip-off of that game will be at noon. So the Huskers up a great start. 3-0 in the season. They knocked out Creighton last night and kind of broke a 3-game losing streak to the Jays. So it's been a while since Nebraska has beaten Creighton in women's basketball. They do it in a fine fashion tonight, 84-50 at PPA.
What's with the Huskers all heading out to South to play games this weekend?
The men are up there playing Oklahoma. It's kind of a thing that they hold at their Sanford Arena up there. They do that every year. So Nebraska men will play Oklahoma, and the Nebraska women will take on North Dakota State in games this weekend up in Sioux Falls.
One of those is centrally located between the two schools. You got Nebraska and Oklahoma. They're both going to South Dakota to play hoops, but oh well. Talk about Huskmen just lighting up Creighton, and another impressive performance from Brett Prince. Obviously, with soccer, didn't get to see much of the action, but just looks like another Husker victory. And, she kind of continues her momentum towards the end of last season, and you just know, I mean, she's a special player, and this could be the makings of a pretty fun ride here for the Nebraska basketball team. Been a while since they whooped up on Creighton like that, and that kind of feels good from the Husker perspective. So, yeah, another big victory, and we'll hear from Amy Williams coming up here a little bit later on as Huskers continue to flex on the women's basketball. So,
402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line for this morning. 402-834-1330. Got something on your mind you want to chat about this morning? We'd like to have you join us here at the breakfast table, either sports related or not. Got to be something on your mind that you want to discuss here this morning. Give us a call, chat about it here. You leave us a message on our social media sites as we'll monitor those comments throughout the hour. A couple of things to bring up here. The Tampa Bay Rays are heading back home. The team yesterday, it will return to an updated Tropicana Field for the 2026 season after playing their entire 2025 home schedule at Steinbrenner Field in Tampa. Well, damage to the Trop caused by Hurricane Milton in October 2024 was being repaired. So finally, the Rays heading back home. But they have a new ownership down there at Tampa, and they're looking to relocate. So this could be maybe a short-lived deal. They're moving back home to the Tropicana Field for the 2026 season.
I mean, a lot of people are wanting that ownership to take a look at places like Orlando and a little bit more tourist-populated areas. Again, where the stadium is located is like smack dab in the middle of like Retirement Village, USA, and their attendance has been lacking for several years. Plus, the Tropicana Field was a dump, anyways, and so yeah, you spend a little bit to renovate, but that was kind of the big question mark: is why are we spending so much to renovate when this team very well could be up and moved to Orlando in 2 years anyway? So, yeah, I'm with those Rays fans. I'm with the relay open air stadium. Do what you have to do, but get the hell out of Pete's and get this guy's going in the right direction. So,
putting lipstick on a pig.
Yep,
that's what they did with the Tropicana Field. They're putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tampa Bay moving back home. 2026 season. Drake Skubal and Paul Skeens won Cy Young Awards yesterday in Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Skubal is a left-handed pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. One consecutive American League Cy Young Award. Skeens, the second right-hander for the Pittsburgh Pirates, followed up his Rookie of the Year season, winning his first National League Cy Young Award. Skubal finished with a 13-6 record this year, a 2.2 earned run average, 241 strikes in 195 and a third innings pitched. Skeens finished 10-10 with a 1.97 on average, 216 strikeouts in 187 and 2/3 innings pitched for the Pirates, giving up only 11 home runs this year and limiting batters to a 199 batting average. So those baseball season awards continue to be hammered out with the Young Awards announced yesterday.
And when is the first time that the AL and NL Cy Young Award winners were both on my fantasy baseball team? Again, that's a collective of a dynasty league and just a absolute build and start from scratch. Saw what they had and saw their potential, and so awesome to see those two guys get the Cy Young Award. Clearly evidence why my fantasy baseball team excelled this year. But Skubal back-to-back years, that's insane what he would do in a very competitive AL field. And in the National League, it was Paul's your bust. And Paul just continued to shove, even though the Pirates didn't. And that had to weigh on him. When you take a look at the numbers, I mean, his numbers of run support that he got was just a crime because he should have been a 20-game winner. Maybe it was 25. Paul Skeens, by the way, is here to stay for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was the big possible trade for Paul Skeens. So I think Paul Skeens' message to Pittsburgh is help. Get me some help. Build around me. Get me some run support, and let's try to make a run at this team.
Both of those guys didn't have impressive records. Skubal was 13-6. Skeens was 10-10. But it's the other things they did. They struck out guys, and that's what you do. You get them on the hill, and you strike out guys. And that's what both of those guys did, with Skubal getting 241 strikeouts and Skeens recording 216. So, again, the Major League Postseason Awards continue to be hammered out. And then this came through yesterday. The NCAA has placed Michigan State football on 3 years probation for violations that occurred during Mel Tucker's time as the head coach. The violations occurred due to the participation of 3 ineligible players. So now the Spartans will vacate all 14 wins for the past 3 seasons. That includes all 5 wins last year during Jonathan Smith's first year as the head coach. I guess the 3 players are no longer with the program. Michigan State was also fined $30,000 plus 1.5% of the football program's budget for the 2024 season. That budget amounts to $58.6 million. The Spartans also will face restrictions on official and unofficial visits, recruiting communications, recruiting person days, and off-campus recruiting contacts and evaluations over the probationary period. Michigan State fired Tucker for cause in 2023 after he was accused of sexual harassment. So Michigan State in some hot water there. The other probation, I didn't even know that was on the horizon, but that popped yesterday, and that was kind of interesting.
With recruiting violations, this continues to be we get to erase 5 wins in sub-100 years. You're vacating 14 wins in 3 years. That's like literally the lightest possible slap on the wrist that you can get from the program point. The recruiting going to hurt a little bit worse, the restrictions on there. But again, how do you enforce it? How are you? Do you have an NCAA official that's sitting there monitoring every single thing that the Michigan State recruiting is doing? I doubt.
Take
So
out
how
a
do you
recruit.
enforce it?
Take a recruit out for supper and maybe pick up the tab on your Whopper and fries. And that's a slap in the hand. You can't do that. So, yeah, I don't think you're watching everything, just like any other program. But
Right.
Michigan State's being slapped with the 3 years probation. They didn't say anything about the ban on bowl game, anything like that. So Michigan State's
You're tuned in.
So, whoopie-doo. All right, that's Danny Bus Boom Kelly as the Huskers get ready to head west. Couple of tough matches against the USC and UCLA coming up this weekend.
Absolutely. But again, just another opportunity to keep a streak alive here. Just checking in some of the comments. A way to describe Tropicana Stadium, where the Devil Rays play, is you can only shed turds so many times before it becomes a big pile of shit.
Is that like putting lipstick on a pig?
That
Hey.
would be a little bit more accurate description of lipstick on a pig.
All right, so yeah, that was in reference to the Tampa Bay Rays moving back to the Tropicana for 2026. Guys, football playoffs. We want to go there before we get to our news break. State high school football playoffs moving into the semifinal round on Friday night. Tomorrow night, the matchups in Class A. You've got Millard South playing Omaha West Side. That should probably be in the finals, but just where the brackets are this year, Millard South play at Omaha West Side on Friday night. The other semifinal game will pit Papillion La Vista South playing at Omaha Creighton Prep. Your Class B matchups in the semifinals have got Bennington playing at Waverly, and you've got Gretna playing at Gretna East. Class C1 semifinals this year will have Ashland Greenwood at Wahoo, and Sydney will play at Columbus Lakeview. Nice little road trip for Sydney here in the semifinals. In Class C2, good one between Ord and the Grand Island Central Catholic. That will be at Memorial Field in Grand Island. Kearney Catholic will hit the road to play at Bishop Newman on Friday in the semifinals. Class D1, you've got the Shelby Rising City, the number 1 seed, playing at home against Crofton. You've got Andy Creek at home playing Plainview. That game will kick off at 6 o'clock on Friday night. We'll have it for you here on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame at about 5:45 on Friday afternoon. Class D2 semifinals. We'll have St. Mary's playing at Howells Dodge, and you're going to have a Wynot at Simcoe Valley. And then in the six-man ranks in the semifinals, it'll be Stewart playing at Garden County, and it's going to be Southwest at Red Cloud. So those are the matchups in the semifinals. Of course, the final is going to be held the following week, or actually Thanksgiving week. It's on Monday and Tuesday down at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. So those are your matchups in high school football for this week.
Some good ones. We got Sandy Creek, of course, here on Extreme Sports with that match against the Plainview Trojans. I'm so glad that it was Plainview. I was talking about the upcoming broadcast calendar, but I didn't have my notes exactly in front of me last night during the game, and I don't know if you've ever had this happen where you put together and trying to promote something, and then right as soon as you're about ready to promote it, like the teams that are playing just completely escape you. Like Sandy Creek, and I just tossed Plainview out there, just kind of on a wing and a prayer, and ended up being. I was very relieved to hear you say and reaffirm Sandy Creek and Plainview tomorrow night.
Well, Plainview went out and beat the number 2 seed Dundee County Stratton last week, beat them by 20, 64-44. We were kind of watching the game in the press box down on the hill, hoping that Plainview would win this game, because we really didn't want to take the trip Friday night out to Dundee County Stratton and then drive back to town for a couple of hours and get in the car and head up to Mitchell, South Dakota for football on Saturday. So our wishes come true, at least for the matchup. I think Plainview is going to be very, very, very good matchup against Sandy Creek for the semifinals on Friday night. That should be a whale of a game, and again, we'll have it for you here on Extreme Sports.
Got some big boys. Took a look at Plainview and kind of that roster, and they're going to be physical, so it'll be a test for sure.
All right, again, we'll have that for you on Friday night with football and basketball coming your way on Saturday. We'll have the high school football playoffs Friday night, and Plainview beginning at 5:45 Saturday. We'll have a Hastings College football as the Broncos wrap up their season at Dakota Wesleyan. Coverage beginning at 12 o'clock noon here on Extreme Sports. Hastings College basketball opening their conference season this Saturday. They host Dakota Wesleyan. So maybe we'll pass each other on the trips back and forth here. Dakota Wesleyan will be in town to take on Hastings College in basketball. Women's game will go at 2. The men at 3:45. We'll have the Hastings College basketball games on Extreme Sports 2 coming up on Saturday afternoon. So a busy week for Broncos sports. We had soccer last night. Tyson had that from Lloyd Wilson Field as Hastings knocked off Dordt to win the GPAC Tournament Soccer Championship for the second year in a row. So those are some of the things going on in sports here today. We'll hear from Nebraska women's basketball coach Amy Williams coming up in just a few minutes. Again, 402-834-1330 is our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. To chime in with us, plenty of time to talk with you this morning. Or if you'd like to leave us a message on the social media sites, we'll get to those comments as well. It is 7:24 as you wake up. Mike and Tyson here this morning. Huddle up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start first with news from the Hastings City Council as they have unanimously approved a ordinance regulating e-bikes, e-scooters, and hoverboards. These devices cannot be ridden on roads where the posted speed limit is over 25 miles per hour, except for crossing at marked intersections. On 2nd Street between Burlington Avenue and Minnesota, riding prohibited, but crossing at intersections is allowed. In the downtown business district, riders may not use sidewalks with these devices, but may walk or carry them. Riders also have the same rights and responsibilities as drivers and are asked to obey signals, use hand signals for turns. At night, the devices must have light and a rear light reflector visible from certain distances. Penalty for any of these violations could be first offense up to $50 fine, second offense $50 to $100, and the third or more up to $150 with repeated violations leading to the impound or disposal of the device. The ordinance will take effect in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, over at the state capitol, the Nebraska Legislature's executive board is looking into enhanced security measures ahead of the 2026 legislative session, which will begin on January 7th. The push is motivated by recent political violence in other states, although no specific incident in Nebraska has been cited. The Capitol has in-house security officers, and cameras and guns are allowed inside the open carry rules. Short-term steps may include portable metal detectors near high-traffic entrances and hearing rooms. Long-term building-wide changes would likely not take effect until 2027. Some lawmakers and stakeholders have shared concerns, including visitor access delays and the efficiency of metal detectors. Nebraska is facing also a projected $451 million budget shortfall, but Senator Ben Hansen said the short-term measures would not be, quote, tens of millions of dollars, end quote. Major permanent changes would also need appropriation. It is coming up on 7:27. We'll swing things to the Eastern Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, the Nebraska women's basketball team beat Creighton 84-50 last night at Medical Bank Arena. The 34-point margin was the largest in the series since 2005. Brent Prince led the way with 18.7 rebounds and 3 assists. Jessica Petrie finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a blocked shot. Nebraska's defense was stifling in the first half, holding the Jays at just 14 points on 4 of 25 shooting, including 2 of 12 from three-point range. Nebraska forced 25 turnovers in the game. Huskers are now 3-0 in the season and will play North Dakota State on Sunday in Sioux Falls. The game will be at noon. Hastings College women's soccer team won their second straight GPAC tournament championship with a 1-0 win over Dordt last night at Wilson Field. Peyton Tanner scored the only goal of the game in the 78th minute for the Broncos. Hastings is now 15-3-3 and will play in the opening round of the national tournament Thursday, November 20th. The NAIA selection show is set for Friday at 6. Concordia won the men's soccer championship with a 2-1 win over Morningside. Hastings College football team will close out the season on Saturday at Dakota Wesleyan. The Broncos are 4-5 in the season. The Tigers are 4-6. DWU is 9th in the conference in total offense, averaging 283.5 yards per game. They are 8th in scoring offense, averaging 18.8 points per game. Their troubles have been on defense, giving up 392 yards and 30 points per game. Kickoff will be at 1. Pigskin Preview begins at noon on Extreme Sports. The top 2 seeds have advanced to Saturday's championship game of the GPAC volleyball tournament. In the semifinals last night, top-seeded Northwestern defeated 4th-seeded Dakota Wesleyan 3-0, and second-seeded Concordia beat 3rd-seeded Midland 3-1. Saturday's match gets underway at 7 in Orange City, Iowa. And Tarek Skubal of Detroit and Paul Skeens of Pittsburgh won the Cy Young Awards yesterday. Skubal won the honors in the American League after finishing the season 13-6 with a 2.21 earned run average. Skeens took the honor in the National League. He was 10-10 this year with a 1.97 earned run average. After checking your sports at 7:29 on Dream Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We start off on Thursday morning with some clouds, but it will clear off throughout the morning and become sunny through the afternoon. Another warm day will have a high in the low 70s with the south-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, it'll be clear with the overnight low of 41. Friday, almost 80 degrees. We should see a high of 78. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Saturday will be in the mid-60s, and then we're cool back to end the weekend and into next week.
As you wake up, get going this morning, we've got winds at 6 miles per hour. It is cloudy, 44 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Have you checked the time lately? Good chance Maletta Vista Winery is open. Hey, this is Mick with an update on our new hours. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open 11:30 to 3, and Fridays and Saturdays 11:30 till 9. Not sure what you want to enjoy when you get here? Well, Maletta Vista features award-winning wine, select beers, spirits, world-class foods, breathtaking views, and live entertainment. Visit MalettaVistaWinery.com. Check out our events page for music schedules and more. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make your reservations now at Maletta Vista Winery, located on Highway 281, just north of St. Paul.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboard and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Wiltshire and Veronica with you. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening online on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening and watching us today. Thanks for joining us. Huddle Up. We do this every Monday through Friday from 7 until 8 o'clock. Basketball last night. Again, the Huskers, the Nebraska women, winning over Creighton by the score of 84-50. Husker head coach Amy Williams, after the ball game, said it was a good win for her team.
We have a very strong mutual respect with the team that's our in-state rival, and we were. It's been a little while, so we needed this one. I felt like our team kept their intensity and focus for 40 minutes. Not that that was mistake-free or that we don't have things to learn from, but I thought we were pretty focused, locked in, and had good energy for 40 minutes.
And the coach says she was proud of her defensive effort in this ball game.
They do a great job of taking care of the basketball. And so to force them into 25 turnovers is really kind of unheard of. I think it's been a while. So I think just the fact that we made things fairly difficult, and I thought, Haley Weaver sets the tone with that, with her pressure in the backcourt, but Callan Hake is the anchor to our defense on that backside, covering up a lot of mistakes, communicating at a high level, making sure people get matched up, and taking charges when we need it. And so I just think there's great team effort right now defensively for us, and I think that's maybe what caused some of that sentiment.
And the 34-point margin was the largest in the series between Nebraska and Creighton since 2025.
I'm more proud of the fact that we had great contributions up and down our roster, and I thought everybody found a way to bring something to the table for us. And that's something that, we have big picture, bigger goals than just winning this game. And so that's something that is really way more important to me than any margin of victory or anything like that.
And again, Amy Williams, the head coach for the Huskers, says there's a lot of momentum right now running with the Nebraska women's basketball program.
I've felt that momentum growing for a while now. I think players like Sam Hybe and Jess Shelley and Alexis Markowski and Izzy Bourne and the players that, have really kind of poured into to kind of help us just get that momentum growing. And then, obviously playing in 3 of the last 4 NCAA tournaments, and knowing that I coach a group that's not going to be satisfied with that anymore, and that really wants to find a way to be hosting games in the NCAA tournament. And that's all they're talking about. That's where our vision is. That's where our sights are, and that's what our players have sold the 3 young ladies that we signed today on, and they're hungry to come here and play in Sweet 16s. And so I feel like, that momentum, we feel it every day just oozing out of our program, and we're hoping that Husker Nation is feeling that momentum, and we're so blessed to have so many incredible fans jumping on and being a part of it with us.
All right, Amy Williams following their victory last night. Huskers beating the Creighton Blue Jays 84-50. Nebraska now 3-0 in the season. They will play North Dakota State. This will be their first road game of the season. They'll play in Sioux Falls, South Dakota on Sunday. Tip-off of that game will be at 12 o'clock noon. So, a lot of momentum going with the Husker women's basketball program right now. I just feel the momentum oozing out, as she called it. So,
just keep it going. Keep it going this weekend.
All we can ask for. 3-0 in the season.
That's right.
738, again, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to chime in with us here this morning, 402-834-1330. Like to leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. We'll have our Blazing 5 on Friday. That's tomorrow. Blazing 5 coming up at 7:30. Can you keep your streak going, my man? You were 5-0 last week.
Oh, we were talking a little bit about it before the kickoff last night. Marcus was trying to feed me some games to potentially pick from. I didn't like any of the ones he was dishing out. They all had like the funky little half points on them, and for the most part, some of those top 25 games, I don't hunt around in the big time matchups, the top 25 matchups. I like to find the outliers, the mid-major conferences that are clashing, and games that I'm a little bit more comfortable with. Making some selections, but yeah, some spreads look tough this week. So, kind kind of just barely started to dabble into the Blazing Five, kind of maybe pinpointing around 7 or 8 games that'll be taking a look and fine-tuning. So, two good weeks on the season for me, 5-0. I had a 4-1 in there, so reflective on the record so far. And now at this point, just got to keep momentum going strong for my own sake. I know that I could ease off, I could back off a little bit. Maybe even, forget to make some selections and let you guys catch back up. But
oh, jeez,
we're going to go ahead and do what I always tell Coach Rule to do when we got the momentum going for us, and that's just put the hammer down and put the foot on the throat and try to only to pull away with this lead. So yeah, it's definitely out of my norm, definitely out of the comfort zone. Hell, Survivor going 9 weeks into that, when we thought maybe we'd get 3. So we've been able to put a pretty good football season together on the prediction standpoint, and we'll try to keep that going as best we can. So
yeah, what did we figure yesterday? Your winning percentage against the spread was at
656.
656.
It's pretty good.
So that's 66% you're hitting against the spread. Yeah, I'll put that up against like I said yesterday, I'll put that up against almost everybody. Nobody is hitting at that clip right now. Not locally, not in the state. Hell, I don't even know if nationally the national guys are not hitting at a clip of 66%. So, yeah, you definitely got the hot hand. That's why we got you on the show. The other two guys, me and the IT guy, we were 3-2 last week in our Blazing 5. The IT guy's still above 500, and his predictions, I'm slightly below 500. Looking for a couple of good weeks to get me to sea level, so to speak. So we'll have our Blazing 5 coming up tomorrow morning. Again, the update on Survivor, Ty Moritz, Ty Schleicher from Grand Island are our last 2 on Survivor Island. They both lost last week, but we're going to give them another week to cash in on the Survivor Grand Prize. So those are the last 2 guys standing. We're going to give them an overtime week this week. I understand that Ty Moritz has already got his pick in. Ty Schleicher, I was with him over the weekend. He'll get his pick in by tonight at 6 o'clock. So he's spending a little additional time to get his pick in. And again, the winner of Survivor going to receive the 55-inch TV that's been donated by Mid-America Truck Sales of Hastings. You get a flat-top grill. Help out with your grilling needs yet this fall. As we get to the end of the football season, you get the gift card from Moletta Vista Winery up in St. Paul. We're going to treat you to dinner and a few drinks out of Bullseye Sports Bar and Grill of Hastings. You get the oil change from Conard Auto Care, and you get the 60-minute head spa experience with KK and the crew down at Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings. So all that awaits the winner of Survivor, and maybe we'll have a Survivor winner coming up this week. We looked at some of the games yesterday, but Tyler Moritz and Ty Schleicher will have to get their picks in by tonight at 6. We'll get into them tomorrow morning when we start making our selections. We'll see which way they're headed. A lot of games to pick from this week in the NFL with the point spreads 6, 7, 8. I think there was a 12-point game we had yesterday. We kind of talked about the beginning of the NFL week. So we'll see what happens with those 2 guys as they continue to battle it out for Survivor.
Tread carefully on those big spreads. They can get you into trouble. Just ask anybody who took the Green Bay Packers in their Survivor pool this season. It's not always as clear cut as it appears. How about this Monday night game from the NFL? For Monday Night Football this week, you get, and I cannot wait for this battle to take place, the Dallas Cowboys and the Vegas Raiders. They have 5 wins between the 2 of them.
Why is that on Monday night?
And they are putting that baby on Monday night. Raiders and Cowboys.
Because I put those schedules together during the early.
What point?
Yeah, in the summer.
At what point did they look and say, you know what could be a potential riveting matchup in middle of November? At what point did they say, you know what, Vegas and Dallas? Yeah, that's good. It's going to be can't miss cinema.
What's the game tonight? I didn't even look.
Jets and Patriots.
That's not really too exciting either. Patriots have been playing well. In fact, that was the big point spread, I think it was.
Yeah, it's the 12.5 one.
Yeah, 12.5. So if either tie or tie still have the Patriots available, maybe they're going to shoot for tonight. Get it out of the way early so they don't have to worry about it. Shoot for the win tonight with the New England.
Tread carefully on Thursdays.
Yeah, you tell me that every week.
And you've agreed to it just about every week.
Yeah, something weird always happens. You don't think the Jets
don't be
can
surprised.
stay with... Is that in New England tonight?
Yeah, it is.
New England fans won't let the Patriots...
Also, Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I know.
Weird things are going to happen. Jets could pull a rabbit out of the hat.
You have to pull at least one rabbit out of the hat.
Don't be surprised if we sit here and talk about a Jets win tomorrow.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying don't be surprised because weird shit happens on Thursdays. Like, I want to get a shirt that says weird shit happens on Thursdays.
Like my Nebraska shirt that says run the damn ball.
I'm still a little jealous about that, yeah.
Well, we don't have to run it this weekend because we have the weekend off.
Let's run it anyways.
Nebraska has the weekend off. They'll play Penn State a week from Saturday on the road. So, all right, that's what's going on prediction-wise for us here this week. I haven't even looked at the slate yet. That's on my Thursday agenda. I got kind of a busy Thursday.
Sure.
So we got a couple of coaches' interviews as soon as we wrap up here at 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to dive in to perhaps my Blazing Five.
You know,
I told the bookkeeper last week if I did not have a winning record last week, that I was just going to go with a gut feeling this week. And not do any research whatsoever on any of these games and just go down the lineup and pick out 5 games that I have a gut feeling on and just go with the gut feeling this week.
Do you know how much time I spent on my Blazing Five last week?
Tell me.
About 2 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
I went with my gut feeling. I ran out of time. It was, I had my computer open. I knew I needed to put the picks in before a certain deadline, so I just kind of looked at the slate of games. I said, I haven't looked at Blazing 5 yet. I should probably pick that up. I looked at it, scanned over the sheet, said, yep, that looks good. That looks good. Going to insert them, throw them in, and let's see, I'm out of games, so let's go to Monday. Ooh, Eagles at 2.5. That looks good. Okay, submit, and done.
And you were in.
And we were 5-0.
I, in the meantime, sat down. I probably spent 45 minutes. 45 minutes Thursday night putting together my Blazing Five. You know, you put them all down on the sheet. You have about 10, 12 games that you kind of like. Then you got to whittle them down. And you finally get down to about 8.
Yeah, but then you run into like the over-analyzing where you stinker tinker. You talk yourself out of some good picks because you have all of these numbers on how good these teams are against the spread. And at some point, and I've always told sports bettors this, and I do the same for horse racing. I mean, at some point, you got to trust the eye test. And at some point, the eye test becomes stronger than the public. And I think that's kind of where we're in what boat we're in right now. Where, yeah, the public can sway you with whether it's injury news or whether it's their performances against the spread, and they can be, oh, well, look at this team, it's a night game, and they're 0-6 in night games at home, or 0-6 with night games on the road. At some point, you got to be like, just line them up, like I did with Nebraska UCLA. Stack the two teams up. Who's better, Nebraska? Nebraska was an underdog going into that game.
You didn't care.
I dismissed it. I'm like, I don't care. Nebraska's better on the eye test. I'm going to put Nebraska in my place in 5.
I always look for, and I've given you the stats the past couple of weeks on the games and why I'm leaning each way. Maybe this week I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling like you. It's worked for you.
Just wing it.
I'll just open up the list today.
There you go.
Pick out 5 games that pop off of the sheet, so to speak, and just go with it and see where I can go.
I mean, it's if you do it correctly, it'll be invigorating for you. I know you, and I know that you're a man that likes to have kind of valid reasoning behind his selections. You don't quite have the free hippie spirit that I do, where I can just kind of throw caution into the wind and say, let's see what happens with these 5 picks. So I know you'll still be stressed out about doing it willy nilly, but just give her the old eye test.
Yeah, because
you've watched enough football.
Yeah, I always like to sit down and say, all right, this team is good against the rush, and they're facing a team that has a bad rushing defense. Let's check the stats. That's research. So I get out the stats. You know me, I'm a stat guy.
Yep.
So I get out the stats and say, okay, this team is averaging 300 yards a game rushing. Well, look at this team. They are last in the conference in rushing defense. This ought to be a good pick. How's that done for me? How's that done for me?
You're not even 500 on the year.
No, I'm not either 500.
Give her the old eye test. Give her the old gut feeling.
My other choice was to let my dog do it. If the eye test and the gut feeling system doesn't work, maybe next week I'll let Raja.
I'll be curious about gut feeling because I know you'll be uncomfortable without stats in hand to validate your response.
Yeah, because what am I going to say when I get to my Blazing 5 tomorrow? Here are my 5 picks. That's it.
I like their uniforms.
Yep, take it away. So, all right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It says 7:51 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start at the state capitol, where the Nebraska Legislature's Executive Board is looking into enhanced security measures at the state capitol ahead of the 2026 legislative session, which will begin on January 7th. The push motivated by recent political violence in other states, although no specific incident in Nebraska was cited. The Capitol has in-house security officers and cameras, and guns are allowed inside under the open carry rules. Short-term steps might include portable metal detectors near high-traffic entrance and hearing rooms. Long-term building-wide changes would likely not take effect until 2027. Some lawmakers and stakeholders have shared concerns, including visitor access delays and the efficiency of the metal detectors. Nebraska is also facing a projected $451 million budget shortfall, but Senator Ben Hansen said that these short-term measures would not be, quote, tens of millions of dollars, end quote. Any major permanent change would need appropriation. Meanwhile, in the city of Hastings, the council has unanimously approved an ordinance regulating e-bikes, e-scooters, and hoverboards. Finally. These devices cannot be ridden on roads where the posted speed limit is over 25 miles per hour, except for crossing at marked intersections. On 2nd Street between Burlington and Minnesota, riding is prohibited, but crossing at the intersections is allowed. In the downtown business district, riders may not use the sidewalks with these devices, but may walk or carry them. Riders also have the same rights and responsibilities as drivers, meaning obeying traffic signals and using hand signals for turns. At night, these devices must have a front light and a rear light reflector visible from certain distances. Penalties for the violations: $50 for the first offense, $50 to $100 for the second, up to $150, and potential impounding of the device could be at third offense. The ordinance will take effect in 2 weeks. And good for them. The amount of accidents I've nearly got into driving at night when these things... people on these little e-bikes, and they just whipping around. They don't pay attention to stop signs or nothing. This has been a long time coming. So kudos to the Hastings City Council for putting these regulations in. It is coming up on 7:55 here on this 13th day of November, World Kindness Day, by the way. So we're going to share some kindness and share some sports with Mike Will.
Nice transition. The Nebraska women's basketball team beat Creighton 84-50 last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. The 34-point margin, the largest in the series since 2005. Brent Prince led the way with 18.7 rebounds, 3 assists. Jessica Petrie finished with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a blocked shot. Nebraska's defense stifling in the first half last night, holding the Jays at just 14 points on 4 of 25 shooting, including 2 of 12 from three-point range. Nebraska forced 25 turnovers in the game. Huskers now 3-0 in the season. They will play North Dakota State on Sunday in Sioux Falls. Tip-off will be at noon. Hastings College women's soccer team won their second straight GPAC tournament championship with a 1-0 win over Dordt last night at Lloyd Wilson Field. Peyton Tanner scored the only goal of the game in the 78th minute for the Broncos. Hastings is now 15-3-3 and will play in the opening round of the national tournament on Thursday, November 20th. The NAIA selection show is set for Friday at 6 o'clock. And Concordia won the men's soccer championship. They beat Morningside by the score of 2-1. Top 2 seeds have advanced to Saturday's championship game of the GPAC volleyball tournament. In the semifinals last night, top-seeded Northwestern defeated 4th-seeded Dakota Wesleyan 3-0, and second-seeded Concordia beat third-seeded Midland 3-1. Saturday's match gets underway at 7 in Orange City. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:56 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We start off on Thursday morning with some clouds, but it will clear off throughout the morning and become sunny through the afternoon. Another warm day. We'll have a high in the low 70s with the south-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, it'll be clear with the overnight low of 41. Friday, almost 80 degrees. We should see a high of 78. Southwest winds 5 to 10. Saturday will be in the mid-60s, and then we're cool back to end the weekend and into next week.
As you wake up, get going this morning. South winds at 6. Cloudy skies 44 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton is Business.
All right, Mike Wilczynson and Veronica with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. And the Huskers winning last night in women's college basketball. We've got high school playoff football tomorrow night, Sandy Creek and Plainview from the Hill down into Sandy Creek. On the air with a pregame at about 5:45 tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for the kickoff. And then on Saturday, Hastings College football at Dakota Wesleyan beginning at 12 o'clock noon. And on Extreme Sports 2 on Saturday, you get the conference opener with Hastings College basketball against Dakota Wesleyan at Lynn Farrell Arena. So that'll be at 2 o'clock for the women, about 3:45 for the guys. We'll have a pregame 1:45 on Saturday afternoon on Extreme Sports 2. So Saturday will be busy with football on Extreme Sports and basketball on Extreme Sports 2. So that's what's coming up this weekend. Blazing Five tomorrow.
Yep. I wanted to do a quick shout out to the 2026 Nebraska volleyball recruiting class. 3 top 20 recruits, all said and done. Jaden Robinson from Missouri City, Texas, 6'3" outside hitter. We got Gabby DeVita, a 6'1" outside hitter from Grosse Pointe Farms, Michigan. And let's see, Kiona Williams, a 6'4" middle blocker from Plano, Texas, all signing with Nebraska yesterday. So 3 top 20 recruits for the Huskers.
For volleyball, I think Nebraska women basketball also signing 3 players yesterday. So a good day on their recruiting trail and the signees for the Huskers. If you'd like to listen to the show again, you can. Just go to our social media sites, download the podcast, and listen to the show again. Maybe missed a portion of the show as you were getting ready here this morning. You can listen to it its entirety again if you'd like to download that and listen to it on the podcast. Make plans to be here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock for a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.